No one sees the vision, but you see the vision. But with that being said, no timetable on creativity. I want people to be happy because they are who they are and not be someone else because they're not happy with who they are. Now I'm at the top and everyone's listening. I'm going to say the realest shit I've ever said. I believe all religions work for all people who are religious because of faith.
Nate's got a little surprise for you.
Yeah. Hop on the mic, okay. And then we're like, dude, what if we started a freestyle club? Joe's like, I'll make a flyer right now. And shout out to those people who just like, when your friends are trying to do something and it may not be good at the start, but like they're passionate and they just being like, you got that. That's so good. Like it really helped me so much. And I find a lot of power in silence on stage. And when you're naturally curious and you want to know the next answer, motivation isn't a problem.
Go!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Silent Smirk podcast, where we believe that everyone's lives are just as complex as our own. I am your host, Michael Ornek, joined by my co-host, Nate Gilbert. We got a special guest today. Please give it up for Hooper James. Having an alien mentality, Hooper is making an impact in their rap game. When he's not on stage, you can catch him dropping bars at UMass Freestyle Club, which he started from the ground up. You can also find him participating in songwriting and production club and actively working on his mindfulness. Welcome, Hoop.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Dude, always a pleasure.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of an icebreaker so we all get comfortable.
Sure.
Give us a day in the life.
Oh, my goodness. All right. A day in the life. Okay. I wake up like we all do every day.
Mm-hmm.
I usually make tea. I'll throw the kettle on.
Mm-hmm.
I use chamomile in the morning or just like caffeine. I always caffeine free. I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so I stay away from that. Makes me anxious and jittery. Take a shower, get dressed, go to school. I go to Greenfield Community College. I'm studying audio recording and production. I'm learning piano, and I'll have a certificate, audio recording and production certificate at the end of this semester. And it's all music. And then I play piano at school. I'm in a jazz ensemble after never playing piano ever. I picked it up this year. I've been playing for 2 months, and I'm already in like a band. And
Dang.
I have recital pieces and like all this shit. And can I swear?
Go for it.
Like casually though.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's
Yeah,
just
don't worry.
okay.
Be you.
And then yes, I have a recital this upcoming Thursday where I have to prepare pieces. I'm playing on classmates' pieces, and I'm also playing in the band as well. So we have like 10 songs on piano after never playing before like 2 months ago. So and then I come home. I usually chill. I usually read and like maybe take like a 20-30 minute meditation. Sometimes it turns into a power nap. And then I go to club, UMass Songwriting and Production Club, which I've been there since the jump, or it's freestyle club, or I'll go home and make music.
Yeah.
And then after that, I go to sleep and do it again.
So for jazz ensemble, do you sing too, or do you just play the piano?
I just play the piano.
Wow.
Yeah, I just play the piano.
And what made you want to start learning the piano?
I didn't have a choice because the program, it requires you take this class and do an instrument and do something. And I've always wanted to learn the piano. And now it's like, okay, now or never. So I've been going all in with it. And I've learned and come a long way.
Good. So I remember we were at Frank, the freestyle club, a couple months ago. And
Yes.
you mentioned that you were a communications major
Yes.
at UMass.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to drop it and go all in for music?
Life, I feel like everyone's purpose is to do what they love.
Mm-hmm.
I found something that I love to do. Is it my purpose? I don't know, but I love to do it. Music, audio, mixing, mastering, running sessions, being around live music. Anything that gears me in that direction is something that I will more than happily do. And if I'm doing that for the rest of my life in one way, shape, or form, I'm successful. That's how I see it. But, well, you said, what was the question? I'm sorry.
So you used to be a communications major.
Okay. Yeah.
And then what made you want to what gave you the courage? I don't want to say maybe, but what gave you the courage to drop it and go all into an industry that's fairly saturated and have the courage to keep coming back and flourish?
And what were the reactions from like your parents and your family and your friends?
These are good questions. So I actually flunked out of UMass.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. I was a communications major, and I was passing on my classes and doing everything I like to do in communications, because I did like communications. I'd go to those classes, I'd engage, I'd do my assignments, but the general education courses, the curriculum, like the credits and the requirements, I couldn't get by those classes. And they
History, like that kind of stuff.
like, yeah, like history, stats, like a philosophy. I don't know, like there's, in the UMass curriculum, you need like RL, RS,
Yep.
and like there's all these things that identify a branch of knowledge that you must know.
Yep.
To me, I simplified it down to a couple things. It made me too stressed. I wasn't interested in it, and it made me feel like I was wasting my time. I didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like it made me just more lost. Like, why am I doing this? I don't like doing this. Why am I paying all this money to do something I don't like? And then music started to come in to play. And I kind of have just been riding that. And the reactions from my parents, they were like, yeah, you're moving back home. Because I live out in Melrose, Massachusetts, 20 minutes outside of Boston. Shout out the Rose. And came up here for UMass, of course. And then 2 semesters, freshman year, first semester, academic probation, second semester, suspension.
Wow.
And I applied back, and they denied me. And I was like, well, what's next?
Yeah.
You can't just stop. So then I found the Greenfield Community College certificate program, and I've been doing that. And I told my parents, I figured it out. I was like, hey, I have a house to live in. I have a program that I'm going to start. Like, you got to change with the times. And my mom was like, no, you got to move back home, honey. Like, let's save money, this and that. And like, I just knew there was something special about this place, and there was too much going on to be back home. And it's very chill back home. It's very like, it's your hometown, you go and you just feel comfortable. And like, what is there to do, sometimes. There's always more to do, but out here it was just like too much opportunity to not be there. Right. And that's what I told them. And I was like, yo, like I've lived alone for a year, even though it's in dorms, like this is what I want. I'm sorry guys, like I love you mom, I love you dad, but I need to do this. And that's what it came down to.
I respect that you had the courage to stand up to them, tell them that, and actually follow suit.
Yeah, they're the best though. They're so supportive and they love me. And they made it easy. They were like, these are his intentions. Well, we'll set some ground rules, and you got to be good on your own, and you still got to figure it out and prove to us that, whatever. But yes, I love them, and they're supportive.
So is the program that you're doing at Greenfield, is it virtual? Is it in person?
In person.
In person.
I drive 30 minutes every day to Greenfield.
On the moped?
Not on the moped. A little bit too cold for that. Yeah, and also, it's not highway legal.
Yeah, it's not.
Nah, dude, I like max out at 30. It feels like you're going like light speed though. I swear to God.
Yeah. I've been on a moped before when my friends drove one, and I was just like clinging on to them in the back.
Yeah.
In a school parking lot, and I was freaking out.
One time I fit 3 people on the moped, including myself. There's this girl, Talia Herbert and Julia Pinto from my hometown, and it was a tight squeeze. Yeah, it was fucking great. But yeah, fun times.
Oh man. And how are the professors at Greenfield? Do they inspire you? Do they motivate you?
It's one professor. He runs the whole music department. It's a tight-knit community department, unlike anything I've ever seen. And the style of teaching is like, here's what you have to do. Do it to the best of your ability. Like, here's the assignment spoken. Like, he speaks the assignments into existence. There's no Moodle. There's no, like, I can go check out the requirements. It's very open-ended. And it's something that has been, like, just beautiful for me. Because sometimes, curriculum questions, they kind of confine you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to work within limitations and see how far you can take it. But here it's just like anything really goes. But it still has to be in the guidelines of do your homework.
Yeah.
And get something done. It come to show something. But whatever you show is something that you're like passionate about or like, opposed to just doing something because you have to do it to get a gen ed requirement.
I've noticed for a lot of my technical classes, when professors give me creative freedom, my result is of a significantly higher quality because I get to work on something I'm passionate about, something
Boom.
I enjoy. And I agree. I think music it's crucial for there to be creative freedom in that realm, but it should be brought to other disciplines, other majors, other
Mm.
fields in order to grow as a
Yeah.
student.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. It's everyone tells you do what you want,
Yeah.
but go to college first.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you should be finding how to do that in college, and people aren't getting taught how to find what they love. And I feel like there's a science to it. If you're in the right environment and in the right headspace, like things just start to align, and that's what meditation really took off this whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mindfulness. So I remember I ran into you at a house party, and I asked you about your alien tattoo. I want you to talk about your alien tattoo, your alien mentality.
Where is it?
Oh, yeah, show the camera.
Where is it? No, it's
That's the refrigerator.
boom. Yeah, it works. It's right here. It's a pretty little like dumb tattoo. Honestly, the guy kind of screwed it up, but I don't know. I don't really care, Like I wanted an alien little tattoo on my arm for a couple of reasons. I'm getting cold. To simplify it down, we all have differences, and that makes us who we are. So the reason you are not anyone else is the reason you are you, and why not be you to the fullest extent? And embrace those differences, and embrace your thought patterns, and just embrace yourself to the fullest of your capabilities, and just run with it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, growing up, I just always felt alienated in a sense of just like different. I know I just looked at people different. I don't know. I felt like I was always different. And I'm not sure how else to describe it other than that. And one day I was just sick of it. I was like, I'm just going to be different then.
Yeah.
I was trying to fit into a mold. And now I don't wrestle to try to fit into a mold. I just be who I am unapologetically. As corny as that sounds, I try to do that. And
So one thing I noticed and I'm on a similar pursuit, trying to live up to who I am as a person and embrace my individuality, you have to have a thick skin for that. There's an inevitable backlash, right? You're going against the grain. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. How have you developed that thick skin over time?
Still developing.
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff rattles you. As simple as that. People may say it doesn't, but especially when you're first starting, like, no one sees the vision, but you see the vision. So you just like have faith. My friend said, his name Victor, but we call him Cyborg. don't ask. His grandfather said, you need to have faith strong enough to move mountains. So I don't know. I just really feel like one day it's just gonna be all right. Like everything's gonna be all good. And today might be that day because everything is already pretty good, to be honest. But that thick skin, it just like, it really comes with self-love. Like, if I didn't find meditation, I probably wouldn't be doing music and like promoting it as much, because the backlash is real. The comments are real. It's all so real. And it is tough to deal with, but then you just like take a deep breath. I don't know these people. I'm trying to make it. I'm like literally chasing my dream. And if you're going to like make fun of me for that, then I think you have problems to deal with on your own.
I think it comes from jealousy. These people don't have the courage to live their own dream. They're stuck in conformity. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know what's been your music journey. What got you into music? How it's been building up? How you've been learning it to get to where you are right now?
In high school, Melrose High School, they put an iMac with Logic Pro into like a little room.
Yeah.
It was a studio. And we were screwing around with Logic Pro. My friend Mellow Ant and I. His name's Anthony, but when we dropped a song on SoundCloud, first song ever. And it's such a banger because it was like the first song I ever made. And we were just doing it for fun, and like I had a lot of fun doing it. So much fun. I was like, this is really damn cool. I like this. And I was listening back and I was like, I'm pretty good. Like, I was so fed up. I listen to it now and I'm like, damn, I was on some shit. Like, it's not that good, of course. But I liked it. And That's the first thing I was like, oh my gosh, like I can be creative because I've always loved being creative. I can be creative and I can have something to show for it and I can show other people. And I just really enjoy it. I just like that's the biggest thing in this all. Like I just really enjoyed it. And I just continued to do it because I enjoyed it. But then I made that song on Logic Pro. It was called Bedtime
Bedtime.
with Mellow Ant on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And he still calls me sometimes and he's like, yo, how you doing? We talk about just the days, the good old days. But made that song and then like, boom, fell in love. I started to get my brother's PS5 mic or PS4 mic and go in my mom's car at night and go and record on BandLab. I have like hundreds of songs on BandLab. And I just kept doing it because I liked it and it was really fun. I would show them to people and be like, yo, this is so good.
Yeah.
Listening back, they weren't that good, but I was confident. I was like, I like it, you know, like you gotta like this. And shout out to those people who just like when your friends are trying to do something and it may not be good at the start, but like they're passionate and that they just being like, you got that. That's so good. Like it really helped me so much.
Mm-hmm.
And like even today, I get second opinions and some people will tell me the truth and other people will just be like, yo, that's good. Keep going. And
What do you prefer?
I take it a little bit more serious now, so I want to know the truth about it.
Yep.
Absolutely. But if it's like a fun song or something I don't plan on putting anywhere, if I like it, I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, making songs in my mom's car on BandLab, always writing rhymes, always writing lyrics. And then I got to freshman year of college, and there was this thing called UMass Got Talent. It was 60 people auditioning to be in a 10-act showcase. I saw a poster for it and I was like writing raps and I was making some songs. I was always in the digital media lab where they have Logic there, and I was just learning Logic and making songs for fun, just really just still having fun with it. And then I got the audition, and first time performing ever live was the audition. Did it. Out of 60 people, I was one of the top 10. And then I was like, oh, cool, what's next? So then I had to prepare a whole set. I didn't know that I could just like reuse songs, so I made 4 new songs in a week. I wrote all of them, and I recorded all of them with Wholesome Dave from Winchester. Shout out Wholesome Dave. He's at the very birth of my whole story. He grinded with me. We made like a 10-minute set, 4 songs. I was thinking for the crowd, like, who am I going to please, this and that. How's it going to sound? I want it to be good, you know? I want to win this thing. Because the winner was to open up for Jack Harlow. And I'm like, so I go in. It's my second performance ever in front of a room, the student ballroom in the student union at UMass, full of 500 people. My second performance, first being the audition. I've spoken like publicly. Like I did the ceremony speech at my high school graduation.
Saw that on YouTube.
Yeah. But it was so different. It was like, I'm rapping now. Like I'm a rapper now. Like overnight, like I auditioned one week, I auditioned one day, and then a week later I have this huge showcase. So I go to the showcase, 500 people. I have 4 brand new songs. I've been practicing my ass off. I'm ready for it. I do my thing. The crowd was involved. I made sure to get them involved because I didn't want them to just sit there and be like, who is this white kid rapping? Who's he think he is, you know? So I'm trying to make it fun for them because I have fun doing it. I came in second. I lost out of 350 votes, I lost by 7. And I lost to 2 girls who danced. And they're really good at what they did. But yeah.
If you had Freestyle Club back then, you get the 7 votes.
Yeah, we get the 7. But yeah, and then I was like, I guess I'm in it now. I'm gonna just keep making music. Like people already like know me now.
Yeah.
And then I just kept going.
Did it come naturally in performing in front of a crowd?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Luckily. Yeah. My parents are very outgoing, and it did come naturally, honestly.
So what are some of your short-term goals right now and long-term goals?
Okay, very good question. Some of my short-term goals, I really can't think of in increments over a month, or else it's just too much.
Yeah.
Like people are like, what are you gonna do next year? What are you doing after this and that? I'm like, I'm not there yet, to be honest. And my short-term goals, I have an EP coming, longer tape, so I'm really excited about that. We're getting clips right now. We're making the music. We have plans. We have stuff in motion. And just like every day putting something into the EP. Whatever it is, however little it is, but just every day, like doing something towards that. Because I wouldn't say I have like goals written down, but I know what I want, and I wake up and do something that gets me closer to that want. My brain doesn't move fast. Like that's how I work. It's like, what can I do today to have a better tomorrow? You know, what can I do tomorrow to be where I want to be the next day? I don't know, whatever. But short-term goals, pretty much make music, build community, go to my clubs and just like give it my all and be really nice to people and make them want to come back again. And just go in the direction of whatever makes me happy. Literally just follow the smiles, follow the good energy. And like, that's literally all I try to do.
So I saw your music video for North Shore Hillbilly, correct? Really good music video. I was curious to know, what's the process like of making a music video?
I wouldn't say there's an answer.
Yeah.
Like a direct mathematical, it's 17x over y. But I had met AAA, the music video master. Everyone in Western Massachusetts knows him. AAA Films. I live with him. We live around the corner, actually.
Nice.
Date night.
Heck yeah. Bring the wine.
I'll bring the wine, yeah. Oh, wine makes me so horny, bro. On some real shit. Every time I drink wine, I'm either tired or horny. Shit. Anyways, this process for the music video was, we had just become friends like 2 weeks before, maybe a month before. We did a music video that probably won't ever see the light of day. And it was really fun, and we just bonded. We became like really good friends. And we just like, I invited them over the following weekend for some breakfast. I made eggs. Came over and we just like talked the whole day. And I was like, I'm gonna know this kid for a really long time, literally. And then I was like, yo, I'm ready for a project. Like, I didn't want to rush it, but I made the song. It came to me. And then it was like, yo, AAA, I have a vision. Would you help me create this? And he was like, dude, let's do it. So pretty much we're just hanging out with the end goal of like just getting shots for a music video. We're going to Barnes & Noble. We're going to Texas Roadhouse. We're going to Antonio's downtown, pizza shop. Just going places thinking, okay, we need shots. We need shots. Let's do it. What can we do? What can be fun? Very spontaneous, very improvised, very happy, very just like, okay, what would be cool? Like everything open-ended. What if I stood there in front of the kebab cart and started rapping? Would that be cool? And he's like, yeah, but maybe stand like that, and just like bouncing off each other. Like the chemistry of the creativeness and the openness of him is just like, he's a pleasure to work with. And we just, over 3 days we filmed. I would go out each day. We'd film for like, I don't know, hours on end. I just bring a backpack with a change of clothes. We go into a new place, change clothes, and just get a couple shots, see where the shots led us, see what it inspired, and then just keep on going. And it came out as it did, and we wanted to encapsulate the fun vibe of the song and just make it happy. And we had so much fun doing it. There it is again, fun and happiness. Like,
so what process of when you're creating music, how much of the time do you think it's important to just go with the flow, let the creative juices take you, versus logically sitting down, planning it, being a little bit more, using a little more reason?
Yeah, like sticking to like a script and writing the script. There is time for both. There's like, I simply like the creativeness that I try to hone in, and the stages I break it down into is like the receptiveness. When ideas are coming in, like I don't try to put boundaries on them. I just write them down. And once I write one down, I'll go with that idea for as long as I can take it, whether it be rhyme scheme or just like a theme. I'll just keep on going. And then whenever I feel like I've exhausted it enough, or I'm like losing energy with it, I just wait for the next thing to hit me. But when it hits me, I always have to just get it down as much as I can. And then when it's time to like make a song, if it's from scratch with my producer, Griffin, Louis LaFlemme, shout out, he'll just start making beats, and I'll do it and like just swift through pages and maybe look to see what I've written, if that will fit here, or if another thought comes to my brain or like a flow. And then I just build off that and see how it takes me. And I'll like maybe rap it out loud and they'll be like, that's good. and I'll see how the energy in the room is after I say it, or the theme that I'm trying to say, and just like the reactions of everyone, and are the vibes good, are they bad, and just really being cerebral and aware of the feeling it creates, and is it making you do a stank face like, oh, is that hard, or is it just like, okay, that's good,
Yeah.
that's good, let's record it. And there's a big difference in those two, and they come out differently. And there's differences in like recording at night, in the morning, like during the day. But whatever I do creatively, I always try to make sure there's nothing I'm worrying about in the future. Like, I'm not like, oh, I have to get to this later. Like, if I'm creating, it's like,
You can't be distracted.
yes.
Yeah.
I try to make it that way.
What's your favorite song that you've made? Original.
Favorite song that I made, original, North Shore Hillbilly, was really good because of the music video aspect. Because I was making it with the thought of doing a music video, and like the lyrics and like it's clever. I really like it.
I see. What's it about?
It's about fun stuff. I don't know.
Everything.
I wouldn't say there's like a theme, but it's kind of just me like rapping and saying some clever stuff.
It's Amherst Love. That's what I got out of it.
Amherst Love, I love it.
Noel actually made a song called Amherst Love.
Noel, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh, I miss him.
I know.
He hasn't been coming to club.
We'll
Okay.
I have an idea. You
Okay.
should make like an origin video where you're like rapping in your mom's car, like your minivan or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
The Nissan Rogue.
The
Yeah.
Nissan Rogue. And you're rapping in there, and it's like nighttime, and like you got like
Yo, yeah.
computer set up and everything. I don't know.
Yo, when I go home for Thanksgiving, I'm not gonna lose that thought. When I go home for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna try to do something like that.
Like an origin story type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a backseat freestyle part.
Backseat freestyle.
They're
Part
like
fun.
guys- they're
Dude,
like
it's
guys-
part like 300.
There are guys in the backseat that are like.
We're all just like packed in. It's like a clown car.
You ever seen the
It's a good
Lonzo
idea.
Ball freestyle?
No.
So there's a clip of
I
Lonzo
haven't.
Ball, LaMelo Ball in the back, and they're all freestyling in the car back during their rap days. Something like that. Okay.
Okay.
So
So let's get serious.
substance and recording.
Hmm.
What are your takes on that?
Like,
Like smoking weed before, having a shot or two?
Mm.
Do you think it's beneficial? Do you think it's harmful?
That came out of nowhere.
in the long run, it's definitely harmful.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I grew up with drugs close to me. Not like taking, but people around me. And my whole view on drugs is never do it alone. Never do it if you're trying to feel something or escape. Anything that can change your state of mind is addictive. But when it comes to recording and like creativeness, personally, I love to freestyle. You do as well.
Mhm.
Freestyling is the best. I have noticed when I smoke weed and freestyle, the freestyle feels better.
Yeah.
And that's just an observation. And sometimes it's fun to just fucking smoke a J and freestyle with the boys,
Mhm.
to be honest. When I'm making a song or I'm in a creative state, I try to be sober. I'm usually sober. Even like when my friends go out and everyone drinks or, this or that, the most I'll have is like a beer or two. And I just don't like that sloppiness. I don't like the feeling you get the next day. And I'm sharper when I'm sober. But if it's been like a long week or two, or like maybe even a month, like I'm open to smoking and freestyling or doing something like that. But when it comes to creativeness, it definitely enlightens it. It makes it better.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people have found that. And it like creates a certain vibe or energy. Like I was with an artist, his name's Huey the Kid. He's really cool and he has good music, but he's making music. He's like, if I take a couple shots or I'm drunk and I go in the studio and I like have the autotune loaded up, I got my presets and I can hear myself and I'm singing and I'm hitting all these notes, like it's gonna be like a sadder vibe. If I smoke weed, it's gonna be lit and maybe a little more lyrical and like I'm gonna feel it. But what I admire about his music is that it's all feeling. Those things and substance, they provoke feelings. And being able to have that feeling within you and translate it onto a track is like pretty amazing. But my goal is to be able to have that without substances.
And I think that's when mindfulness comes in. Because at least whenever I practice meditation, I'm spending time with the feelings in the moment that I have, sitting with them. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
What is your what is your mindfulness practice like when you meditate?
Um, right before the podcast, I took a deep breath. Simple as that. I do mindfulness and like meditate throughout the day. I'll take like 1 to 2 minutes to just sit there and breathe. Whenever the clock hits 11:11 at night, no matter what I'm doing, I put down my stuff and I breathe until
Yeah.
11:12. And just that minute of just breathing and like, okay, I'm here. Like we're good. I'm here. What's up? How you doing? And just like a check in with yourself. It's so important. But when I'm actually like meditating and I'm practicing, usually in the morning I'll meditate for like 10 to 15 minutes. Sit there. When it was nice out, I'd sit outside and listen to the sounds, the cars go by, and just be literally just a human in a chair. No past, no future, only the present. And just sit there and breathe. And whenever a thought comes up, oh, that's cool, and then let it pass. Someone said the analogy, his name is Alex, he's from Meditation Club. Meditation is like, say you're walking with a backpack on a dirt road and all these rocks keep on coming in your way. Do you pick up the rock and put it in your bag? Or do you just pick it up and then throw it to the side and keep going? It's an analogy for how to deal with thoughts. But that's kind of what I do when I meditate.
Because we have the porch here, right? And I spent a lot of time looking at the porch, watching the cars go by. Whenever I meditate and a car's coming, and I realize that whenever I'm meditating and I have a thought, I just imagine it's a passing car and I'm on the porch. And I know there's going to be more cars coming in different frequencies, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm on that porch and just looking at the surroundings, it'll be okay. And also, when you mentioned that you only plan about a month in advance, do you think meditation helps with that because you're so in the present that you're not looking far down the future? Is there a correlation between the two?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're making a song, this is where it comes into play, where sometimes you make songs and it's like, oh, who is this? Who's going to listen to this? And how is it going to be? And like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to promote it, when like you haven't even finished it, barely even started it or have an idea. So it's really important to not think of how the song's going to do or where you're going to put it or who's going to listen to it and how they're going to feel. It's more important that you just make it for you and make that music in that moment and just be all in on the music, not worried about who's going to see it or the backlash or anything. Just make the music and let that drive the boat.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed in the past is whenever I work on something and I tell it to a bunch of people, I lose the motivation to keep working on it because I'm putting that energy out there rather than on a task. When you're making music and you're creating things, is there a certain period of time where it's just you in the studio, or just you and Griff before you tell other people, or are you talking about it? Because you do have to promote it, but
yeah, we'll just be in the studio and like just let the creation talk. No timetable. Like life is long. Everyone says life is short, but I don't know, I've been here 20 years. It feels like a snap, but also at the end of the day, people live long. But with that being said, no timetable on creativity. I've had songs that I've worked on over like the course of 2 months. Sometimes they come out in a week. Sometimes I write them in a day. But just letting things unravel in your life and then translating it. And then once you feel like something is like fully translated or ready to show people, that's when you do it. You listen to the feeling of how you feel about it and how you're like close friends and the opinions you care about, how they feel about it as well. And then go from there.
Very well said. How do you keep do you ever encounter writer's block? How do you keep the creative juices flowing during that? Do you just accept it and put it down, whatever you're working on? Or do you, try and find ways around it?
I usually accept it. I mean, there's a difference between like, oh my God, all right, I'm gonna write a song about Ice Spice right now. Honey Benz and Chanelly, Taco Bell in my belly. Or opposed to letting thoughts and like inspiration come to you. I did read a quote though somewhere. Oh, it's in a book called The War Against Art. And The amateur waits for inspiration to strike. The pro, inspiration strikes every morning at 9 a.m. when they sit down at their desk. So that comes into play as well, where it's like you should be doing it every day, but sometimes it's a good day, sometimes it's a bad day, and having acceptance of that. And usually when I'm working and I feel the sense of like, okay, like I need this last bar, like, oh, it's just, why isn't it coming, this and that, like, oh, I just want it so bad. Like when you're trying to reach and attain it and like reach out and grab, that's when it gets forced. And being able to be like, all right, I'm gonna go heat up a cookie right now. Just like do something different to get your mind off it, and then it comes to you. It's crazy how it works, but it does work.
Yeah. Same thing with a lot of my homework. Sometimes there's a problem that I can't solve, and then the more I keep pushing and stabbing at it, the more in my mind I get.
Yeah.
I get frustrated, and the emotions start overpowering. I put it down. Next day,
Solved.
always.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned, the great artists start at 9, right? There's this Eminem story. There's this artist, he wanted to go and record with Eminem, and he was late. He showed up at like 6, 7, and Eminem's gone. He's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what are we going to do? And I'm treated it like a 9 to 5 job. Showed up 5 days a week, 9 to 5, put it aside. And J. Cole, right? He, to stop writer's block, or maybe to get a little bit more creative lyrically, sit down and wrote a verse every day before he did something.
Yeah.
I guess those two stories, I wanted to tie them into what you were saying, but also a little segue. I'm curious to know what artists you draw inspiration from. Or what people in general.
Yeah. J. Cole, only because the theme of his whole artistry.
There's also communications.
He was?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I guess I am communicating. Need a degree for that, right? Well, J. Cole, he did 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which is the address of his house in North Carolina. After he did that, it blew up. It was hot. And I saw a video of him in the studio. He was like, yo, after that album, I'm big. Everyone knows me. And then he dropped For Your Eyes Only. And his whole mantra behind that was, now I'm at the top and everyone's listening. I'm going to say the realest shit I've ever said. Like, I have a platform, I'm going to say the realest shit I've ever said. And if people like it, boom. If they don't, whatever. But that, like, it just spoke to me, like trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I guess back to the goal question, my end goal is I want to be big enough for people to listen to what I'm saying, and I just want to say some real stuff, whether it's through rap or just like, I don't know, I want the world to be a better place, to be honest, and I have a lot of thoughts of how that can happen, and I want that to be, yeah, we'll see. I'll be there one day.
You will. How can the world be a better place?
Number one, we need mindfulness and education, and kids need to learn how to maybe not meditate, but do things that they like, throughout school, and have those open-ended assignments where they can explore what they want to explore, and then see how far that takes them. And also having like meditations in school and mindfulness practices in school, and just having that be around to everyone, because it keeps you in check, keeps your emotions in check. It keeps the outside world, instead of letting it influence your inside world. It just creates a divide where it's like you're not just sped up in everything in social media and everyone's talking about this and that. Like, it creates a divide. I am me, and I'm living with a bunch of other people who are them. Like, everyone is our own individual self, but sometimes we get caught up in conformity and everyone just doing one thing and talking about the same things, whether it be like a TikTok trend or this and that, instead of making their own TikTok trends. And, I want people to be able to think for themselves and do what they love. And I feel like the whole school system puts a little bit of a suppressor on that, to be honest. And I want kids to be well equipped to love themselves after schooling, and like have the tools to be happy day in and day out. And if they're not happy, have solutions, healthy solutions, opposed to drugs and opposed to, things that are negatively affecting their health or whatnot. And I want people to be happy because they are who they are and not be someone else because they're not happy with who they are in the first place. And I feel like school can teach that, and it should teach that. And that's the first thing I would do to change the world.
What was your experience like in high school?
What do you mean?
Melrose. So you were taught that, or your issue with the school system is that kids are unable to think for their own. They're stuck in the school system, lacking the ability to think independently. Was it similar to you in Melrose?
Yeah, I always felt like there was something more, and this relates back to the alien stuff, where it's like I just felt different. I just like now I feel like I'm like blossoming a little bit, but I couldn't do that. There wasn't like a form where I could just like do whatever I want or be silly or have fun with something and collaborate with. Like I'd rather work with you on a song than a math problem, because it's so open-ended and so fun or so serious or whatever we make it. About a math problem and like history problems and all that, there's an answer. There's one answer.
There's in one formula.
In one
Maybe
formula.
two, but...
Yeah. And I think people need to, kids and even adults, a lot of people need to develop this. I mean, not like I have this, but I've seen glimpses of it where they can attack things openly and be okay with not knowing and learning more and getting better at stuff. And I don't know, man. I just want people to be happy.
A lot of people tell me that they're not creative. I don't buy that, because I don't think they give themselves the time to be creative. And in addition to mindfulness, I also think schools should require kids to explore some sort of creative facet in replacement of a core class, because I think being a creative person impacts you a lot more than Algebra 1.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Goes a long way.
And I think it impacts people more than Algebra 1 because the creative route or whatever the assignment may be, it allows for you to pretty much determine how it goes.
Yeah.
And that helps you get deeper with yourself and understand it how you understand it, opposed to how the formula in Algebra 1 understands it. Like you come up with assumptions and solutions to a problem instead of other people having it written out there for you, and you just got to learn what they did.
Yeah.
Like one day Google was just an idea in someone's head, and now everyone uses it.
Yeah.
Like it all starts with an idea, and that's how you generate those ideas.
Yeah. Also, when you're in the process of the creative flow, you're going to be missing some things that you need to be educated on, right? Maybe you need to learn Algebra 1 in order to become better. You want to, reference some math bars, some trig in your app. And you're going to go back and you're going to reference Algebra 1, but you're going to see its usefulness. And I guarantee you're going to understand it a lot more than a professor lecturing you about in class and not showing you any sort of real world application.
Because the algebra makes sense to you.
Yeah.
And the formulas we get make sense to everyone else. Yeah. That was a good analogy.
Yeah. Outside of what I'm learning in college, my whole thing is I won't learn something until I see its usefulness and until I need it.
Yeah.
But when I see its usefulness, I'll learn it and I'm going to do my best job of getting it done.
That's so love. Yeah. That's facts.
Yeah. After I had my summer job internship this past summer, I realized how much my engineering classes like actually taught me something. Because before I'm just like going through the motions.
Right.
But I mean, some things like Calc 3, I'm not going to use that. I'm sorry. But after that, I'm like much more motivated at school because I see I can use these equations. I can use this critical thinking. So, I had a question on kind of like conformity, or I guess everybody's going through the same path kind of thing. A lot of rap is just all about like money and sex and drugs. It's all like sounds the same to me. Like, what do you think about that versus like meaningful rap with substance?
Yeah, big difference. But the thing is, there's a market for all that sex and drug talk.
Yeah, there is.
And a lot of people chase the money. Yep. For sure. And when I first started making music, I was listening to all that music, so I was making that music.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of developing into my own self and like what I want to do and make more that like.
So you're diverging from that path.
Absolutely. But it's a good point. And like I said, money's the root of all evil.
The love of money.
The love of money, the greed for it, the need for it, what it can get you. And you got a house and all that stuff, and you're still unhappy. But if you learned how to meditate when you were a kid, you might be happy with all that money.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned before, right, how J. Cole got Forest Hills, released it. Right now, he's got a fan base because he tailored his music according to the market.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's popular. He got the fan base. It's a lot easier to get recognition if you're rapping about things that are popular.
Indeed.
And then you get it, and you rap about what you want. Do you know who Lil Mabu is?
Yes.
Yeah. So his original music was just like a bunch of drill rap, right?
Right.
I bopped my head to it, but substance-wise, in all honesty, I found it lacking. Then he released a song recently. He took a break over the summer, and I noticed how he was able to get this fan base.
Mabu.
Where'd it go? Where the heck did it go? At what cost? I'd recommend you listen to it.
I will.
He dropped it, and you could actually see like what he's really thinking behind the bars.
Very cool.
Because he got the audience. So
yeah,
I understand how some rappers on the come up, they need to garner that attention from the market, and then spit their own shit. It's meaningful to them.
That's true. That's a move. That's a strategic move, and being versatile to have that stuff that you make for you, and then people you make for other people. The songs you make for other people. Rick Rubin says it's a disservice to the audience to make music for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. Like I'm making it for me and like whatever my friends and I think are hard, whatever we think is cool. Like we want you guys to fuck with us because you fuck with us, not because it's what everyone else is fucking with.
You listen to Rick Rubin on Joe Rogan?
No.
It's a good episode.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
I listened to, do you know Jay Shetty?
Jay Shetty? No.
He's like a monk. He went and practiced. He was a monk for 2 or 3 years. Then he came back and he has a podcast with Rick Rubin, and it's like an hour and 30 minutes, and it's just insightful as hell. It's amazing. They talk about creativity and yes, yeah, Jay Shetty, dude, genius, really cool guy, insightful,
handsome too.
He's a pretty handsome dude.
Yeah.
let's not account that.
I have this. I'd really like to do this in my life, but when I graduate from college, I want to take a year off and teach English in a foreign country.
Wow.
And then maybe spend some time in a monastery for a year as living with the Buddhists to really root myself in the world, root myself in the moment, root myself in my faith before I come back and tackle on the next stage. Because one thing I regret that I did after graduating high school, I really wish that I took a gap year. I just jumped into college with a major I barely knew anything about. And I'm thankful that it worked out, but I'm very curious to know and a lot more optimistic to see what would have happened if I took that year off. And I really owe it to myself to do that when I graduate.
I have plans of that as well.
Okay.
I just sent an application to do a 10-day retreat in Shelburne Falls at the Visapana Meditation Center. It's all like community run, volunteer based. 10-day retreat. A bell rings at 4 a.m. You meditate from 4:30 a.m. to like 6 a.m. You eat and you meditate until like 8 a.m. and you like have a group conversation and you meditate until like 12. It literally is all that. And reading the requirements is like dress in normal clothes. You can't talk to anyone. It's a silent retreat, like unless you have questions about the practice. And I'm chasing something like that as well.
Yeah.
Before whatever next stage in my life there is, I seek that, whatever that is, because you meditate, I meditate, and we know the benefits of doing it for like 30 minutes, this and that. But what if you did it for like all day, every day? Like it's really cool. And I want to reap the benefits of that one day. And I plan the same thing as well. That's amazing.
Do you have faith in God?
I believe all religions work for all people who are religious because of faith. If you have faith in something, That's it. Like if it works for you, it works for you. That's why I think all religions work. I'm big into the religion. I hate the word religion. I feel like it's too confining.
Mhm.
But my spirituality definitely has roots into Buddhism, where it's just like, let it be. It is how it is right now, right here. If you have a foot in the past and a foot in the future, you're pissing on your present.
Yeah. Well, so you
That's
heard the
funny.
Buddhist perspective on, you have to get rid of desire.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
believe in that too? It's hard. It's hard.
Not fully.
Yeah.
No, I don't. And what is it? Fear, desire, and I
Money, probably.
forget. Damn.
No bands. Okay.
No band. It's like the Buddhist text. No bands, no fun.
Yeah. I have this little theory. So in the Bible, I've told Nate about it too, but we know about Jesus Christ up till he was 13. And then Brody took Nate, how long was it? Like a 20-year hiatus, 15 years?
You just called Jesus Brody?
Yes.
Where?
Brodavius Maximus.
Almost 20. Almost 20.
Almost. So Jesus took a 20-year hiatus, right?
Word.
And he comes back. I've heard these theories around that he went to the Far East and learned about
I think that's
like
crazy.
Buddhist
Personally.
practices. But if you look at Christianity and suffering
Mm.
and Buddhism and suffering, I notice a lot of correlation amongst it too. I wrote a paper on it. It's pretty cool topic.
Wow. Can I
Yeah.
read it?
Of course you can.
Yeah, I'll read it too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd love
okay,
to.
Yeah, little literature review. But yeah, I was given the creative freedom to write about something.
Right?
Boom. Easy.
Yeah, dude. I wish teachers were like, yo, just like, what are you interested in? Oh, you like movies? Write about it.
Yeah.
Like, I bet the papers for the teachers would be so much better, easier, and more fun to read, first of all. And obviously the
True.
kids would have more fun,
True.
you know? Like, I'm going to open a school one day.
Like Kanye.
A rap school?
Rap school.
Freestyling
That'd
at
be
8 a.m.
crazy.
More like a dream school. Like,
Or get a bus and everybody's rapping in the bus every day.
yeah.
A rap bus.
Rap bus.
Yeah.
I like this. Rap bus.
So you're really good at stage work, crowd work.
Mm.
I know a lot of it is experience on how you get better with it, right? Going up time and time again. Are there any other ways that you've improved in that realm?
Absolutely. Sometimes the best crowd work I'll do is not when I'm telling them. When I say yay, you say hey, yay, hey. It's not when I do that. It's more like getting a reaction or having them question. And I find a lot of power in silence on stage. Because then when you talk again, they'll be listening more than ever. Because it's not just that it's like, okay, now I'm speaking. You see what that does,
Yeah.
you know? And then you just look at them, like examine them. And just make them feel into it. And this dude, Tyler Ward from, what is it, Tennessee? Nashville, Tennessee.
Mhm.
He runs a song house. It's his Instagram page and TikTok page where they write songs and they do it. They have like 30-minute song challenge. That's where Songwriting Production Club, we got our inspiration from. But, what was I saying?
On the stage, silence, people listening. To
Yes.
you.
Okay. So he said if the person in the back of the room that like he imagines that person doesn't want to be there, they have no friends, they're like, why am I here? If he can make him get up out of his stool and like nod his head or do something, then he's performing well. But the question is how to do that. And it's different for everyone. But like I said, sometimes I'll do that through silence and then being like, what's up, guys? How you doing? You know? And if they laugh or smile or move their head or go to their friends and be like, oh, what is he doing? This kid's dumb as hell. Like, I've won.
Yeah, it's interacting. Right?
You know what I mean? Even when they hate, I've won. I'm in your head. I'm taking up thoughts in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like being interesting and mysterious sometimes, and like also being calm. I don't know. I found that when I try to jump around and it's not everyone look at me, it doesn't like feel like me, and that's a problem in itself. And then also, it gets boring. You know, like shit. This dude's really trying so hard to be seen when he's already on stage. Like everyone's already looking at you. can we make it more interesting or fun or happy or poopy or I don't know. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Have you always been the same level of calm that you are right now?
No.
Used to be a menace. What was that?
Yeah. Dude, in high school, oh my gosh, I'm breaking like mechanical pencils and like flinging them across the room and like I was about to let me just take a sip of water.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I always thought that school was made for memories. Like I'm not gonna remember who was born in 1492, Christopher Columbus, when he sailed the blue. He wasn't born that, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The facts are the facts of school, but the best memories I have from school is like getting in trouble or having fun or like when we couldn't stop laughing in that class and the teacher was steamed or like those are the things I remember. And I was all fed up on like try to be respectful to the teachers because I do respect every single teacher. It's hard, especially with high school students who are just like reckless, especially like me. I was crazy, menace. And just having fun, but respectfully and making sure I'm laughing and making other people laugh, no matter the extent of how it's going to like make it like really. And that's what I thought. And we had a lot of fun in high school. And I remember the fun times. I don't know.
I was going through a time last year when I was struggling with my major and mostly the usefulness of what I'm learning because I worked an internship and nothing that I learned in school was actually applied there. A little different than Nate, right? Because for him,
Yeah,
but it was different for me. And I was struggling with it. And there's this guy on campus, Dr. Richard Haljan, Father Gary at Newman Center. He recommended like I go see him. Yeah, he's a G. I got a one-on-one with Dr. Haljan for like an hour, and I'm asking him, hey, what % of college do you actually remember? Brody's like, yeah, I only remember 10-15% of it. But I remember the connections I made, the time I had. So it sort of reoriented the way that I view college. I think it's important that I get my degree because it's giving me a strong foundation for wherever else I want to bring up to.
Yep.
But I'm also there for freestyle club, songwriting and production club, boxing club, ... right?
Yeah.
And I'm making these connections. I'm making these people who are helping me grow. And in turn, I'm having my foundation. Now I'm slowly building my house up. And I think college is such a beautiful experience. Like what you were saying before, you told your parents, I have to be in this environment. It's super important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get that. And it's really cool that you realized that in high school because I didn't.
Yeah. I'm glad you had that talk with him. It's true. I one time in high school, one of the teachers said to me, after high school, you get your degree and you go to college, and high school's over forever. After college, you get your degree, you might go get a job. It might matter for the 3-month job search that you have your degree, but once you have that job, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it matters, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's
It's all about connections.
It's not what
People
you know, it's who you know.
skills.
Yeah. I'm big on connections and just like friendliness and helping people out because they just matter so much more to me than like this is the answer to this problem and you need this because it satisfies the RL requirement to get this piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I think college is great for a lot of people, but I think the point of college for me, what I've taken from it is learn how to mature a little, live on my own, schedule my time, manage my time, kiss a little ass here and there, you know what I mean? Be respectful and really just like time management and being alone and learning how to live on your own and living inside your own brain. And a lot of that shit I learned on my own within college, but not because of college and the curriculum.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the most important part. I really do. Some of the most important parts.
So, Mr. President, tell us what made you motivated to start freestyle club?
All right, just hop off my dick real quick.
I'm on, bro.
No, man, it wasn't even me. It was Joe Garcia. He's a magician and he DJs now.
Yeah, I remember him.
Very ambitious kid. That combination. He freestyles, he DJs, he's a magician. Good kid. We enjoyed freestyling. And who else? I think it was Eddie, and also Carter. Yeah. And one day we were chilling. I think we were freestyling after a songwriting production club. And then we were like, dude, what if we started a freestyle club? Joe's like, I'll make a flyer right now. I was like, I'll come up with ideas how to like run the club. Like, what would the format be? How would it go? You know, this and that. And we printed out flyers. We put them up. We set a date. We told our like close friends, see who would come. And like the first meeting, we had like 15 brand new kids just from putting up flyers around the campus. And it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And it's grown to like a tight-knit, like little family, little friend group. We meet every Thursday and like we laugh. We make stank face because some stuff is really good. Some stuff is like bad. It's all just in the part of it. And it's just so fun and freeing. And it's such a mental release. I don't know. I go and I'll have the longest day because I run the club Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then Thursday night. And then Friday, whatever. But it's just a good release, and I'm so glad that it started. And like it created a friend group like Eddie and Carter and Anthony. Everyone's always like making songs with each other, or just like hanging out or running ideas by the other person. And like, yo, do you want to hop on this? And like, it's just a little like community. It's a little friend group, and we all care about freestyling.
Yeah. What's the value of being able to freestyle when it comes to creating music?
Presence in the moment, awareness, quick thinking, flow and rhythm. Like sometimes if I try to like pre-plan a flow, it's kind of stale. If it comes on and I feel it, I'm like, ooh, 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 saying, ooh.
Yeah.
Like you see the difference? There's like feeling behind it. And it came in the moment. It's like, oh, it's very important. Usually when I first listen to beats, whatever like first like strikes me or like whatever flow comes out or melody, I just try to rock with that because it came to me, you know? Like it came from somewhere, you know, whether it's me or like Rick Rubin says that creative ideas are like clouds. They just get recycled. They're all in the universe somewhere. And then some get sent to you, some don't. And it's just important to be like receptive to it all. And I try to stay receptive through like meditation and loving myself.
So I remember Nate used to be my roommate, and this was freshman year. We were walking to Frank, and I see this freestyle flyer on the wall. I'm like, dude, no. Well, he pointed it out to me, because I was thinking of doing that. Oh, let me start a freestyle club. Like no one on campus ever does this. Yeah. He shows it to me. I was so happy, dude. You don't understand how much joy it brought me to see that. I was thinking to myself, no way in hell is that there. I saw it. I show up. It was the summer, so I wouldn't be able to. It was too late. But I remember. I'm pretty sure. Was it your number up on it? Someone's number.
Yeah, it was my number.
I shot you a text. I'm like, yo, dude. Like, I saw the flyer. Anything I can do. I'm like getting excited all summer. First time there, I'm putting my headphones on, getting hyped up. I'm like, okay, is this gonna be rap battles? Like, what's up? Like, where are we going? Shut up, dude. It's been good memories since then.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but for reals, all of you guys, forever grateful.
Oh, me too, bro. That's really cool. Yeah. Dude, it's like a movie. You know how like everyone is like, at the end of the movie, everyone's like fighting the same dragon, but everyone's journey to get into the group to fight that dragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that was your
it's
like
adventures.
birth moment of it. And that led to us meeting each other.
Yeah.
Adam had his, Carter had his, Miles. Like, wow. That's so cool, bro.
Did you hear Carter's verse on Adam's track? He threw it in the Discord.
Is it lit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, nonetheless.
I got turned. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm a slide on that too.
So, do you have any advice for people who are looking to start in the music industry?
Whether it's the music industry or you want to start a podcast or like whatever it is, have fun with it. Because when you have fun, you end up kind of being like a little bit curious. And when you're naturally curious and you want to know the next answer, motivation isn't a problem.
Right.
You just automatically want to do it because you like doing it. Find what you like doing and just keep liking doing it and keep finding different ways to challenge yourself to get a better result from doing what you like. And for school, like me, I was like, I don't even want a degree. Like, I'm doing all this stuff. It's hurting my brain. Like, oh, I just don't like this. Why am I paying all this money? I was like, I don't even like this. And then I found something that I like, and like stars just started to align. I started meeting cool people like you. I started meeting cool people from the other club. Like, people just started to come into place. Opportunities started to form in the direction of music, and like they just keep on coming, and they have been coming ever since I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it's difficult. There's droughts where it's like you just got to be patient and just stay creating, stay ready. And then you get a house show, and then you get a show at the Drake, my first paid show. Then you get a backyard show. Then you're freestyling outside of Antonio's. Like, I don't know, just staying with one thing and following the happiness of whatever activity you're doing has been the difference in my life. It's led me to all these revelations.
Yeah.
Shit. And all these books that I've read and all these podcasts that I've watched, and like I think I'm confident in saying that I'm submerged in like a world right now that I love. Like, I love learning about mindfulness and taking that and applying it to music and applying music to mindfulness and like trying to bring other people in and bring other people to music. And like, oh my gosh, it's just like thinking of it right now, like my life is amazing. Like, I would borderline say I'm living the fucking dream right now. You know, I do have to pay rent and all of that. That's the stuff that's means of living. But like, I'm working towards something. It just, yeah, bro. I'm done talking on that.
Who? Final question.
Yes.
What advice do you have for your younger self?
Smile.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching, tuning, listening, and subscribing. And actually, before we go,
Yes, yeah.
Nate's got a little surprise for you.
Yeah. Hop on the mic, okay. Do it in broad day. That's all right, okay. Do it in broad day. We on the podcast. Yeah, I take your girl. No, you can't get your broad back. Smoking a fat pack of weed. That is a lie, as you see. Yeah, I'm back. I'm on CDs, HD, and I'm up on TVs. Yeah, HD 4K, and I'm moving. I gotta be Blu-ray. Getting that money the same day. Yeah, he cracking the thing, and I'm damning. Gotta go get it. We all in the podcast, spread the damage. That's okay, and I'm raining. I don't even worry about handouts. I'm doing my thing. I'm really blowing the track like a brain out, like I say now. I go crazy, I'm going insane now. Yeah, the words, they coming, the beats, they drumming. I gotta go get it like Andre drumming. He get in the glass. Puffin', we pass, yeah. I taking my bags, yeah. And I'm checking the facts, yeah. I got all the racks. I ain't got no racks. I'm lying, but I'm having fun. Take what I can in the lighters I spun. Cause I'm smoking under the sun, yeah. Yo, that was lit. You're Mac. You gotta come to Freestyle Club, bro. And my boy, he plays the oopsies. My boy, he plays the cajon. And if you came and he did that and you beatboxed, we might need that.
I've been telling him this for a year now.
Yo, all right, now you have to.
I'll come.
Okay, let's go.
Sir. Cool. Thank you so much for coming on. Please look into the camera. Give any plugs you want.
Shout out to the Silent Smirk podcast. I'm so happy to be here today and connect on a little level where you guys, it's really important that we kind of ask other people questions and take a step aside from ourselves. And every day I try to do that. And honestly, it feels good to get some questions asked towards me because I have a lot of thoughts. I need to get them out sometimes, and I appreciate that and your kindness and generosity. I walked in, hey, do you need a drink? Are you hungry? What do you need? Take some water, Michael. Thank you. So, Very kind, dude. This is a good podcast. You guys are two like really cool people. You guys listen. You guys have good questions. You did your research. Like, this is something special. This is something really cool. And it's part because you guys are just cool people and you guys care and you want to know more. And that's really important. There's not enough of that. And like your mission statement is bring a community and getting to know people authentically. True me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, shit, from my vision or from my view, you're on the right path with this fucking podcast. And I'm going to do everything I can to help, bro. You just let me know.
Appreciate you.
Honest to God.
All right, guys. This is Hooper James. You can find him on Spotify, right? At Hooper James. Instagram, Hooper James too. Yeah.
That's right. Hooper James official on Instagram. Hooper James on Spotify. Hooper James on Apple Music. I'll be having a lot more music coming, and I'm gonna be doing it for a while. So why not hop on the wave?
All right, guys. We are the Silent Smirk podcast, believing that everyone's lives are just as complex as their own. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We need more subscribers. We have 7 at the moment. We're hoping for 9. Please be sure to also drop comments on what we could do better. Anything helps. We're here trying to create a community. Give us your support. We'll give you ours. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hoop.
Thank you, guys.
Boom.